Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, grasshoppers. Let's see how our simultime window is going. If we were to try to do both, the simul and the event at the same time. All right. And the value of your time, space, and material simul. As we are attempting to build the dojo, I have to figure out just how to work both of these at the same time, which is also tricky. Bum, 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 bada, bum, 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 bada, bum, bum, bum. How's everyone doing this weekend? So let's see. Can I cut it in just a little bit on the right-hand side to be able to square it up with the window? That is the tricky part. Or do I need a new layout? Basically, I need a new layout just to accommodate this particular setup. So it's not locked. Might be able to bring up the one in the background. Where are you? Background? Background is so busy. I thought for sure that I'd retired it. Well, hey, we're not joined in the event. Somebody could have told me about that. Good morning, Levi. Mr. Ackerman, how are you? Yes, the simul doesn't begin until after the arena ends. An hour and 13 minutes. We could probably do it right away. I need to check my calendar for other things, though. As it turns out, let's find out what we have on our calendar today. And hopefully, our calendar's open in other windows. Sure. All right, we are up. As black. Now I've done all of my stats. So all of my stats versus E4. I believe that knight C6 is the worst. Oh, maybe it's not the worst stat percentage-wise. Darn it. I was off by 1. Let's hit him with the standard. I want to take over the center brawl here. I want to take over the center brawl. Enter your password. Let's see if I can remember my password.
Hello, sir. Nice to meet you.
Good morning. And a chest to meal. We've managed to get a pretty good position out of one knight c6. The suffering still continues.
Said. Nowadays chess world becoming toxic, sir. It feels really CAF.
Yeah, it used to be that you always had that one guy that would cheer you up.
I mean bad.
And now that guy doesn't exist anymore. So let's see. I cannot play. Is he really after my bishop? It does look like he's after my bishop. We're just going to try to hang out as best we can without any funny business. Yes, I am sacrificing a pawn, but
Panda Chess Tamil.
Said.
We will see.
Yeah, we had Tal Lasker Fischer via E, but now only we have Magnus.
So what is he planning on doing? I have a feeling I know what he's planning on doing, and my last move just sort of helped him out. Should have actually played it a different way. But maybe not. Maybe, just maybe, this is all going to work out right in the end. It's going to work out just right. Barabanov. We have the 5+5 simul starting at... And right now we're playing in the arena until this is over.
Said. Kingside pawn strike and some exchange.
Yeah, I think I can change the starting time to this to be a little bit earlier. I did expect him to go for this.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. Hello, John.
All right, moment of truth. Maybe he did not calculate this correctly, but we will see. We'll see how well he calculated it. It's looking a little iffy for him, though. That much is true. Just a little iffy on the king side pawn front. I was fully expecting knight e4. Do I want to play it this way or that way? Let's work it out for a moment. So we have queen h3 check. Or we just have bishop moves. And the queen has to block, right? So the bishop just moves. I was very lucky in this particular attack. My opponent did not play with any sense of danger, and he played without two rooks and a knight on e1, which was very kind of him. Value your material. So let's see here. Can we start this simul? I am going to be black in the simul. We're going to start it a little earlier. 9:45. Just to get it all in.
Panda Chess Tamil
said. That game was quick, the exchange gave you a big advantage.
Right? It's all about piece coordination. Piece coordination is truly what you really need in any chess game, which is why the strongest players in the world are preferring chess 960 lately. Because if you don't have any wherewithal on getting it to a position where you can coordinate your pieces, so there's a little bit of knowledge in every chess 960 position that you could use in order to control the center, coordinate your pieces, keep your king safe. Those things, honestly, let's just see how the stream is looking. I'm still trying to log into my calendar. I forgot that I was forced to change my password this week. Let's move this camera just a little bit over here. Oh no, I really needed that. Darn it. I forgot that we're not playing a Swiss tournament. The old days. The Swiss tournaments will be back. Summer Swiss series coming. That's another good name for a simul. The Summer Swiss series is coming. In fact, I should start
Panda Chess Tamil
with the event 6 months from now.
Chess 960 people talk ABT it cause of Magnus, not because of its.
So against knight c6, whoops, where's my black openings? Knight c6, I guess we're going to continue with knight c6 for a bit. And we'll enter e4 with e5. Let's see what our opponent is up to. Good morning, WK. How are you? So there are 3 ways to continue in this position. Bishop c5, bishop b4, and Rubinstein's reaction, which was in accordance with modern counterattacking strategies, knight to d4, which I have to play. Now, I actually did all of the stats. You can't quite see it. But I did all the stats on all of my first moves according to Lichess. So all the white ones are on this page. My stats, you can tell that e4, d4, knight c3, knight f3 are part of the plan. And the idea here is rapid development. Some famous games with Kramnik and company here. While black moves the same piece twice. I'm sorry, while white moves the same piece twice, we're going to continue attacking. Don't give up all those pieces, sir. No. Look at the 3 active pieces that black has in the center. Let's accept those simul participants over there before we forget. Oh, I can't get there from here. That was very funny. Let's not go too nuts. Let us not go too nuts. We just need our kingside pieces in on the mix. And what is that mix going to be? I don't know. Oh no! This could be good, though. It could be entertaining. Knight e2 check could have been a better move. Knight to e2 double check could have been a better move. As it turns out, can I go in this direction and then bishop takes? Wow. I do seem to be in that much trouble, but we're going to return the piece. And see how it goes. This was a bad idea. My opponent has a pretty good plan here. So what do I have really? I have 2 pawns on the king side versus 2 pawns on the E and the F files. What? Dudovich. That was not the way to defend, I don't think. I could be wrong. Queen takes f3 check, but my opponent, I think, is valuing his queen way too highly. When you're playing a high-rated opponent, I'm gonna have to say I was looking for a better way to checkmate him, but did not see it. But no, he had me actually in a very tight game. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that game up until the moment he played knight to e2. But I should have played knight to e2 first. We just need to move this just ever so slightly. I met Deimantė, Cornette's husband, in Reykjavik last year. Grandmaster Matthew Cornette, one of the top grandmasters. Lovable guy. We watched football together in an Irish pub. After the closing ceremony, we all converged on a pub, and we were watching Iceland versus Israel. I mean, it didn't matter who the football game was, the place was packed. I can't remember who won that match last March, Iceland versus Israel, but it was definitely a perfect winter sport. What I need is a highlighter. I need a highlighter on these, or I need to color code the percentages. That's what I need to do. I will color code the percentages on this sheet before I print it out again. On the first move for black against e4. All right, let's find out what we're playing with white for just a moment while we're at it. What could we be playing with white? Can I expand this just a little bit? I like the fact that it's bigger. So you can read about the French Bishop chess cast and other things. I'm not a huge fan of the Deimantė Cornette's birthday arena being in such big blue at the bottom of the screen, though. All right, as white, our lowest percentage is knight h3. Is that true? Oh no, that is not true. Silly me. Can I go with that? Yeah, let's pretend as though this was the plan all along. We're just going to pretend, folks, like we know what we're doing. Can't let our opponent get two things in the center. That much is true. Just maybe, our opponent could help us along, speeding our development. Moment of truth. What's he planning now? Can I get there from here? What could be crazier? So now, in order to get some form of advantage, we're going to need a little help from our friends. Just a little, we'll get by with a little help from our friends, with a little help from our friends. All right, well, I don't mind a few exchanges. Wasn't that interesting? There. Okay. Just trying to coordinate our pieces as though it's chess 960. Just as though it is a little bit of chess 960. Just getting by with a little help from my friends. So now we have 4-2 on the king side. 3-2 on this side of the board. How are we going to keep going? We have to restrict his knight just a little bit. Is this true? Am I all worried? Of course I'm worried. There doesn't seem to be an in for that king. It does not seem to be an in for the king at the moment. Yeah, this could be a bad thing. That much is true. Oh no, we're going for it. We are going for it, sir. We do have more where that came from. Seems like the most reasonable choice. Well, with the king on that square. And we wrap him up, get him into the quadrant of doom, as I've often talked about. This is the quadrant of doom. It's a 4x4 square, where all we have to do is bring our king closer, and on the next move, it's made. Basically, if you place your queen on any one of these 4 center squares, this is my newest, or my primary promotion of king and queen mates. Basically, don't worry about getting your opponent's king to the edge of the board. Just put your queen on one of the 4 center squares, and then your king powers the opponent's king to the back. So if your opponent's king is, let's say, on g3, you put your queen on e4. There is never a stalemate, and you just walk your king in using the opposition, and you deliver checkmate. There's absolutely nothing that the opponent can do. If you put your queen on one of the 4 center squares, wherever the king is, just box him into the quadrant. And the quadrant could consist of a line like this one. Our king is acting as the edge of the board here. So this is the quadrant of squares here. And it's pretty simple to see. We may need to get some coffee, unfortunately. What happened to Charles Numero Uno? Rating manipulation. What a great name for an account. I've actually wondered what I could do for another streaming account on Lichess. If I wanted a second streaming account on Lichess. Some of the names, though, going berserk, you know, are already taken. A specific account just for playing viewers, for example. MCD playing viewers account. How is Lions WK? He's 2-2. Nicely done. Every weekend, ladies and gentlemen, every weekend at 8 a.m., you get plenty of rapid training practice. Charles Numero Uno. I see the drawback is we can't quite see his opponents. He's beaten two very good opponents. But I am going for coffee for one quick second. Please check out the YouTube playlist if you can. I need to close some of these windows. Check out the YouTube playlist. We're going for coffee. And I am in search of co-streamers via Discord. Conversations about chess. Co-streamers on Discord, conversations about chess. Check out the French Bishop Chess Cast. I'm trying to do an episode of the French Bishop Chess Cast before. Whoa, no words. Namaste. I'm trying to type in coffee. And I need a coffee emote. I'm actually going to do a little overlay just for coffee. We have a simul starting immediately after this in 1 hour. The simul is starting. So let me get coffee and take care of business. I have to make sure I leave my ears here. Oh. I forgot your light fell last night. I put it permanently to go.
Now words.
Said. https lycus org simileo 2 rlm.
Now words.
Said. I hate Nightbot.
Coffee mission complete. No facilities. Whoop, I missed that one by that much. Let's get back in. The start time is just above the simul description on most pages. The start time for the simul is just above. What have I missed? Holy. You hate Nightbot. Aw, thank you so much, No Words, for pinning that as well. So yeah, I planned on trying to do a podcast before this episode, but of course, because it wasn't on my calendar, I had no clue that it was coming up. Right? I had no clue. So here is my stats against the E4. I'm 100% with F5. Let's see if we can get
Kingslayer Sloan.
G5 up
Said.
just a little bit.
No clue.
ETC. No clue indeed. Well, the stats are with me. The stats are with me to a certain degree. What it all means, I do not know. I do need to take the free pawns when I get them, though. That much is true. I do not have much of a choice in that matter. Do I need to lose that much time? I need to keep him from castling, so this will probably hurt me more than it helps me.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. Only 100 point between John and I in Rapid.
Ha! Only. Only, you say. Let's start opening up some lines here.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said.
Yes, yes.
Only indeed.
What in the world are you planning, sir? Oh, he's planning that? That's a little bit of a bummer. It's a little bit of a bummer.
Said. Chess.com is always stronger than Lycus.
Well, chess.com ratings are definitely always inflated. Chess.com is inflated.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. Now Erds, are you hearing this?
Bishop takes c6 check, wins the knight. C'est la vie.
Now Erds.
Said. Yes, I am. That's why people watch streams.
Trying to batten down the diagonals. There was a point where I thought that chess.com ratings were only 2.8% higher. But of course I was wrong. Let's just continue the invasion on these squares.
Kingslayer Sloan.
If we can.
I thought John was raving there about Lycus being non-inflated.
Non-inflated? Possible. How does he defend that pawn? That's a good question. How does he defend that pawn? He can do it. We're going to keep advertising our simul situation. Are we going to continue developing our pizzas? Is he going to help us continue developing our pizzas? Well, that was interesting. Here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Where's the queen really going? The queen only has... Queen only has c6. So therefore, and now for something completely indifferent. It's really annoying here. I don't want him to have c6.
Said. John needs to do chess.com stream ASAP to test this.
What? He didn't let me checkmate him in one move. Knight discovered, checkmate, knight a5. I'm trying to think if there's a world in which maybe after Trump has finished descaling the FBI, dismantling the law enforcement agencies, and installing the military as the primary body of enforcement. It's got Pete Hegseth in charge of that one. I mean, how many people are they going to have to arrest at one time in order to stop this coup of the American government? That's a good question. I don't have opposition with chess.com. They are the #1 server for amateur chess players. If you are not a professional chess player, chess.com is the server for you. It does very, very well serving the entertainment community. They are the Fox News of the chess, the Fox Entertainment of the chess world. They do a great Super Bowl, etc., and so on. So let's see, we got one more G5 in. I have to keep track of these while I'm at it. I guess I'll do it after the screen. We do have one more G5 in the mix. I didn't leave a blank spot for these. Black versus 1D4. I do need D5. 5 D5s. Let's do it. We look like we have a traditional Londonist. We have to capture the center pawn. And he does have a lead in development. There's no doubt in that matter. What in the world is that all about? It's very tempting. I don't think I have a choice. Not much of a choice here anyway. We're going to have to live with the weaknesses. We are going to have to live with the weaknesses, Bobby, darling. Chess. We're getting ever so creative here. Creative as can be. Oh, 94 doesn't work. That's craziness. But at least I'm not getting mated anymore. At least that much is true. I am losing this game. I am so losing this game. I was supposed to play knight takes e4 on the previous move, if at all possible. Oh no! Silly me. Bishop takes b5 was the right move. Well, I was down to lose one sooner or later, actually. So I've won every single time with this variation as black until today. This is all well and good. Queen takes d5, not the best. Knight f6, certainly better. After queen takes d4, queen takes d5. Standard, but this was just a terrible waste of time. Previous opponent had played e4. And on d to b5. Yes, knight e4 makes sense. And then I have alleviated most of my trouble. What was I thinking? Do not defend when you can attack. So we're holding on for dear life. And then e4, and once again, even in this position, right? I'm very close to being able to capture on that square. So a6 would batten down the hatches, eh? And then he has nothing. Then I'm threatening knight takes e4. And is it all over but the shouting? Bishop takes b5. Queen takes e5.
Himanshu Prajapti.
Said, HJ2187. HJ2187.
Thank you for checking in. Thank you for the follow, Himanshu. I am FIDE trainer and National Master John MacArthur. Let's turn down the music just a little bit. Just a little bit. Thank you for joining the dojo and the simul.
Said, I got disconnect there.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said, I can only imagine what John said.
I don't waste any breath on the #1 chess server in the world. Dramatic pause. For amateurs and enthusiasts. Did I go from like first place to... No, I was never really in first place. I did go from being in pole position, losing to Kelnack. $18.78, $18.12. Yeah, that definitely cost me a performance rating. I probably went from 3rd place to 5th place with 20 minutes left. No, the chess.com discussion is moot,
John
mainly.
Stram proved me right.
Prove you right. There's nothing to prove. This is not a competition. So wait a minute. On the first move, What do I need on the first move? Knight A3? F3? We'll improve our F3 performance. How about that? We've got a strange number of F3s. We have 223 F3s.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. Chess is war.
Is it really? Is it? I don't think so. Chess is not so much war as it is an art form. A continuation of
Kingslayer Sloan.
ideas, thoughts.
A very weird little war.
A very weird little war. Yes, that's possible. All right. I don't really want to trade. I probably could have berserked rather than played an unusual opening. But let's just take over the center. Just improving our position to the best of our ability. Whoops. I have to take, I'm afraid. I do. Whoops. This could be bad. Yeah, this could be very bad.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. Fischer's folly.
We are getting a lot of stuff out of it, for what it's worth. Losing a pizza? Every now and then you have to ask, where are the weaknesses? What is the opponent's big idea? Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Most definitely a mistake on my part. How rude. C4, knight e3, knight takes. C4, knight c3, knight check.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. I'm turning into Kramnik.
Let's just bring our king a little bit closer now. Not much of a choice here. What do we have to do? I could have gone hunting for more. I think this is the first game that I'm going to lose to him. Can you imagine? Could I lose to him? Help! 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 Help more. Wow, he returned the pizza. I can't believe that he returned the pizza. Double rook endgame. Now my rook gets active before his rook. Can I do that?
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. John, send that Google Calendar before I sleep.
Yes. Tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, about 21 hours from now, I'm hoping that we'll be able to do it at 6 a.m. We're just going to get these pawns moving. Pinovich.
Now Ertz.
Said. Doing it that early in the morning.
Yeah, I am slightly fresher and what did I play there? I can't even recall what I played there. F3? So I only need one more F3 for the day to get to 225. A nice, even number.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said.
I believe I won earlier
Okay,
with
so
Knight
it's not 10
H3 as
hours
well.
from now good.
No, it's not 10 hours from now. No.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. I don't have to sleep that much.
Unfortunately, it might be toward the end of your peak streaming time because I think you stop streaming around the time I start. Or is that way past hours? I don't know. But we have a few topics to discuss. I sort of wanted to go back to our popular female chess streamers routine because I do believe that there is a huge market against C4, Knight C6. I've never played Knight
Kingslayer
C6.
Sloan.
Said. Depends on that day.
What in the world is my opponent doing? Yeah, you usually take Sundays off for the Sabbath though, right?
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. We need a day for chess coach Andrews.
Well, that day actually might be better. Let's not do anything funny here. Let us not do anything at all funny here. Floberg, good morning. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen with or without me. All right, I'm game. It's a pawn sacrifice. Not unlike the Belgrade Gambit, only it's an English version. I was actually considering playing Queen E7 on the previous move, which would have enabled this move to be somewhat stronger, active, longer. So in this particular instance, D3, F5. What in the world are we doing now? He's trying to get me to sacrifice my knight, and he may actually do it. There's my queen in troubles.
Kingslayer Sloan
said, chess coach Andrews is a time poor man. We needs a good time for AUS.
Development is key. Development is key. Bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, pawn takes, check. Right? So let's say we go with Queen E2, F5. Queen E2, F5. And then one attack, one capture, one capture. And we will see what happens next. The problem, for the most part, is that the problem? Or are there more problems? I believe there are more problems now that I look at it. There are even more problems than I thought. So how many pawns have I taken? I still have all 8 pawns. I still have all 8 pawns. It looks as though I might be winning even more material here. But first things first.
Kingslayer Sloan
said, also mull over some questions for him. Your running point on that episode.
I'm running point on that episode? Oh no. Such responsibility. Ye gods, folks. I don't even know where to begin. The casualties in this position. I have no idea where I'm even beginning here.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Bum 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 ba da bum 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 ba da dum.
They need the master wisdom.
Ba da 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 da. Wait a minute. Who's the 2000 punk? Who is the 2000 punk?
Kingslayer Sloan.
Oh,
Said.
you're rounding up. You're rounding up. You're rounding up by 1,000.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. You're the master wisdom.
All right, hold on. I don't mean to leave this game just for a moment, but 17,
Kingslayer
18,
Sloan.
17.
I am 2000 rapid.
I don't see it. Remember, 2,000 players on chess.com are 2,500. So your rating in order to be 2,000 rapid on chess.com needs to be about 2,000.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. Try chess.com.
Can I just bother him? Every time Rogan says the words chess.com, chess.com does not pay him what they owe him. Every time he says those words, they do not pay him what they truly deserve to pay him.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. I should see John's chess.com profile.
My chess.com profile is accurate.
Kingslayer
I am
Sloan.
1800 there.
Said. Brought to you by chess.com.
I am 1800 on chess.com. That's exactly what my rating is. I have no pretenses. Let us see. Checkers. He can't block. So I'm very curious as to what he does here. He is not allowed to block. No, you're not allowed to block, sir. You're not allowed to block that check. All right, somehow I prevailed and made it to second place, assuming that oh, what a terrible loss to Mikhail 2016. All right, we're going to be focusing all of our attention Wait, we should not be playing for any tricks against Ecosio, by the way. Everyone can see my favorite lines, which are d4 and castles. Both d4 and castles are respectable. You should not be trying for any tricks against unusual openings because they're already the youth in Charles numero uno was showing there. Even though I don't think black's response is very good, it was totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary because our bishop is in the lurch. C6 is a common answer. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do after C6? Namaste, everyone. Namaste. Let's focus on the simul. So we're going to head back to our rapid and classical team, which is just broken 2900. Play, simultaneous. And which one has the best puzzles? That's what we need to know. Puzzle streak. We start at 25 here.
Said. John Shout will be around 2100 on Chesscom Rapid though.
That one's a brand new one. I thought so. Each browser saves the information differently. Oh, I need to shrink this just a little bit. Yes, no, maybe so. Yeah, I can shrink it. Shrinkage, Jerry. Shrinkage. We're focusing everything on the simul now. We'll be starting in 15 minutes. I will be black. I have to actually decide what I'm playing against all of these 4 moves. But certainly right now the time is too great. I feel like it's a simple exercise like taking the pawn, right? Oops. Appropriately enough, we need to downsize this board just a little bit. Then we can move it over here. That still didn't work. Oh, now I downsized the board too much. This looks like the only way to do it. For the moment, this is the only way to do it. Oh, this one's good. I vaguely remember this one. We're at 26. This is our 27th. Knight takes e4, d4 seems pretty logical. We can see that it's black's turn to move in the exercise. That's all that matters. Discoveries? Or do we just pick off the bishop? Probably best just to pick off the bishop. Simuls, follows, and subs on YouTube all count toward the start of the simul. So do we play this way, or do we play That is the question. What is the opponent's big idea? Can he save himself? I don't think so. Check. Obviously, this move is going to lead to winning the queen. And king f6 is going to lead to winning the queen. So king to f8, rook to e1, king f7, rook check, king f6. Yes, that's the right way to go. This is a very long-winded one. Oh no, Dudovich. We have to look at this one again slowly, right? So we have the simple, but in reality, the toughest one, in my opinion, the toughest of these was not this way, but to go back, check, king up, check, king up, and now we can see that the king is forced once again in the line of the queen for the skewer, which is somewhat important. Maybe people don't want to be white. That's a switch. It's a nice change of pace from the United States, I'll tell you. People not wanting to be white. Trevor Noah did a great spiel the other day on people trying to get immigrants to leave the United States.
Kingslayer Sloan.
Said. Very droll.
And what people don't understand is that all the immigration brought good food and spice.
Trevor Noah is never funny, it's a rule.
That's right. But that's only because of where you're located, sir, in the political spectrum. It's little things like that. Little things like that that make it all count. So I'm in check. I can stop the checks in this manner. And is he overworked? He cannot stop this pawn from promoting. But if he gets to c8, f5, f7, there's no stopping. So this is the only move by process of elimination. Are we going to have to push the simul start time back? That's terrible. Tragic, in fact. I don't really want to start it with only 3 people. Everyone must join at the last minute. This is a standard mistake in the catalog of weaker players trying to get rid of white's good bishop with their exposed king, not taking care of the king's safety. And here, of all things, we are enclosing the trap on this rook, right? Queen takes, knight takes, just in time, guards the queen. Had that happen late last night, I believe, or was it early this morning when someone made a free move to a square where they no longer had a defense for the piece. They played a move to attack my rook. My rook takes the pawn that should outpost the knight. Then they move the knight to the square where the outpost no longer exists. And it's game over. This music is pretty okay. Much better than Pretzel Rocks or Streamlabs music. It looks as though that knight is hanging, but we have to take care of the queen being pinned first. This is a common theme of breaking the pin Breaking the pin. Breaking the pin. An age-old, respectful devastation of the opponent's position. We may have another simul right after this one. Oh, I never signed into my calendar. Is that the story? Uh-oh, maybe it's asking here. I guess I have to go the old-fashioned way and use the calendar here on my phone. I really dislike Snapchat's recommendations. They're all over the place on these recommendations. Try another way. Use your passkey, enter your password. Yeah, that's a really old password.
Can't get a game. Shit, I got some change on me. Look into my eyes, moving it right. I might just pay the fee. She's cash me. She got a way of making.
This 15-step verification is always awkward.
Shit, I got some change on me. Look into my eyes, moving it right. I might just pay the fee. She's cash me. She got a way of making.
The Marshall Chess Club Morning Masters, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's quite convenient, except for our streaming time. The Morning Masters. Open to players rated above 2,000 USCF. Wow. Morning Masters. God, I love it. What a great concept for the Marshall Chess Club. And then they have the under 2,000 morning action, which is also very good. All right, I have to really make this a part of my schedule somehow. So I believe my normal lesson time, make sure. All right, meanwhile, oh, is that why they've alienated the kids? That the Marshall Chess Club, they're asking all parents to leave the club, and they have to wait for better weather in order to go there. But what about the garden area? 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Uh-oh. We have a 5-minute warning on this simul. Let's make sure that our simul is being advertised. It looks like it's being advertised. It does look like it's being advertised. Let's look at it in this window. I seem to be the only simul going at the moment, which is good. What are we up to here as white? We're up to 34, so this will be 35. I can run for coffee after this one. Seems to be something strange going on, though. This is a very strange one. We are white. Queen check, king there. So rook takes check. Then queen takes A8, but we don't get mated on the back rank. That's crazy. That was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. Getting coffee and then starting. What board do we have here? We have the correct board. For those of you that have ever seen the St. Louis skyline, it's quite lovely there. I don't know if I can recommend. Oh, I do need to text another student to find out if we're on for 1 o'clock. So, we may need to go in that direction. Whoops. Is that okay, actually? That's an interesting choice to have it that big. Do we really not have any follows? We need 3 follows to start this simul, right? This is not good. Alright, well, since there are only 3 people in the simul and I know all of them, I believe I know all of them. Chess King. On YouTube. With only 3 people, it's very annoying. BRB. What happens with the intermission screen? All right. Coffee, facilities. We will be in this. I really should have chosen the color at random, to be honest. Think about it. All right, last call. Last call. There we go. Good luck, Chess King. Wait, what do we need against E4? Black versus E4. I need one more French to bring it to 565 against Knight F3. My lowest percentage is with H6 against E4. Do I need one more in any category? My lowest percentage. I can't play it against him because he is too strong in blitz. I'm 74% with black against e4 with a6. Can you imagine? I'm choosing my lowest percentage number. I need 2 Carl Khans. The French Defense Exchange variation. Good luck, Milan. All right, we're going to get our stuff out on that side of the board. We're putting our knight on e7 for an asymmetrical structure. And that one, the Carl Khan. We have to continue the fight for e4. Standard operating procedure. Oh no, the Trojan bishop attack. Wow, he can get away with that. It is true. It is true that he can get away with that. So d5, chess king, huh? All right, fine. Oh no! Is he checkmating me? We have to capture. And I do need to look into this as much as possible. How many pawns is he getting for his piece? If he is not getting pawns.
Kingslayer Sloan
said. Intermission scene.
Thank you so much, Rogan. The intermission scene is still up. Let's get it back to this one. Ah! There we go. And we're back. All right, I can't take it anymore. I need to take advantage of this. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Let's play the main line, the old classical main line. I need this fella to go away as soon as humanly possible. Can't overwork myself at any more than I wanted to. We need to keep developing. So what did he have? Knight e1? Knight takes d2, bishop takes b7. So what's the story here? I could be getting checkmated. It is true. But we have enough on that diagonal that we should be okay. So knight f5, queen h3, rook e8, check. I don't know. This is very, very risky. Very risky. And now, here a check, there a check, everywhere a check, check. Let's just keep activating. Just keep activating. We need to remove his best placed piece. Uh-oh. This could leave a mark, folks. This could leave a mark. I wasn't planning on castling white. I have the better bishop. He's got a funky looking queen. So sorry, Milan. And there was one. How does he finish his opening development? It's a good question. How do I finish my opening development? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how I finish my opening development. That's how I finish my opening development. We have only so much to give. So yeah, among many people's favorite streamers, I think my favorite is still aka Nemsko. Absolutely for her sincerity, wit, charm, and all of the above. I'm willing to give the c7 pawn for activity. That much is true. But at what price? At what cost? At what point do I give the pawn? Once we have finished our opening, which will be on the next move, I hope, and now for something completely different. We need one more weakness, and the only weakness I can see is on d5. Can we play b5 and weaken him some more? Let's keep weakening all of those pawns. Let's start attacking on the king side. We need to keep the queen on the board just for queen takes. I was gonna say. Am I getting mated? Or do I just walk toward his rook? Hold on here. So here a check, there a check. Let's just go in this general direction first. Promotion, 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 promotion. Promotion, promotion. I expected him to play f3 a long time ago. But he didn't. So I was very lucky. Chess King 14. How are we doing? This is our first game ever. Sorry about that. That was not cool. That was really, really not cool. We only had 3 people in the simul, so we need to do a little bit fresher a simul. I cannot do that again. So if we're going to start a simul, we have to start 15 minutes from now. But it seems like Saturday mornings, too early on a Saturday morning, is not enough time. Not enough time by far. Yesterday, I raided Lularob's. I don't believe I got a shout back, which is kind of annoying. But, you know what? I'm going to be persistent. Or do we go with my good friend and a truly attractive streamer? Yeah, let's do that. Lula Robs, as much as we've hung out in the past, and I do know her in person. We also have Alexandra Chess, who's also at the Isle of Wight, probably setting up her stream. Z-Bean. But it's great to see Z-Bean streaming. In any event, let's roll the ending credits, even though there's not much to say here. Thanks everyone for being here. Kingslayer Sloan, no words. The French Bishop Chesscast, by the way, please check it out. And also, use Spotify or your favorite podcast service to find it. We should have a new episode out in short order. Thank you, everyone. Cheers and ciao.